they call them, like guinea pig, hamster body looking, tubby. I don't want to curse, but like, these big potato sack looking like that beanbag chair over there. These men with these fruity cuts and these fruity boy girl, what do they call it, like what do they call it, femboy looking esque makeup, and they're just blown out big fatty I don't know what to call it. I don't even know what walruses is. That's what walruses, like some straight up walrus looking. I'm thinking like okay, I get that you guys are gay as hell. Okay, fine. Nothing's wrong with it. If you can, your own preference is your own preference. You know what I mean? Nothing's wrong with it. I'm not a Christian. I'm not going to say it's not biblically wrong, spiritually wrong. It's nothing's wrong with it. That's fine. That's what you want to do. That's not me. But if you want to go do that, and that's your lifestyle, that is okay. I just hope that you're honest and open about that, and you're not trying to like be manipulative about it. But look, that's fine. But let me ask you this: why the hell do you guys look like that? Jesus Christ! It's like, you mean to tell me you don't the treadmill isn't a thing? You mean to tell me that like you're what's going on here? What am I looking at? It's like, what am I looking at right now? What am I actually really effing looking at? I'm like, this is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting. And that's my problem. It's like, what is this like? Why did you have to go do that? It's like, why did you have to go? So you mean to tell me, okay, I'll give you this. Like, now I'm just gonna be honest. I'm a straight man. When I see that, I don't really want to see that. Like, I'm like, that is gay. That is gay as hell. That is gay as hell, you guys. That shit is gay as hell. It's a little unnerving to see, a bunch of walruses laid, like, what do you guys do? Laid up and huddled up, like, there ain't, but whatever, I get it, that's what you're on. But you mean to tell me, as gay men, you couldn't have like, been like some models or something, some handsome and fit individuals that got together and took like a photo shoot like that? And you mean you're not perpetuating like people actually maximizing their looks? You're not perpetuating people being healthy, being strong, being fit, being active. You mean to tell me that y'all are some walruses? You look like some beached walruses? And this is the type of image, this is the type of stuff that you're trying to perpetuate? So it's always got to be this super, everything's got to be soft, everything has to be like weak and just like a wet noodle. Like I said, these are not the men that, like, if crap hits the fan, these are not the men that are going to pull society up. And I mean in all capacities. Like, just strong-minded, strong-bodied, strong-willed individuals that still know how to get angry, still are capable of going into action, still have that drive in them, still have that anger in them. And I mean, let's just face it. I mean, I know you guys like men, but look, even though you guys like men, if you like men, then let that drive be your drive to put in the work to make yourself a stronger person. You know what I mean? Because it's not like me or like most normal men where it's like we see the hot girls and we know like we will literally run towards incoming. We will get shot. We will literally take bullets. We will literally take that and put our life on the line so we can have a chance to be with that woman. So we can possibly have a life. And like I said, that's what our ancestors were doing out here, you guys. That's how your friggin' self in your family. That's why you have like 6 brothers, 10 sisters. That's why, you guys. This media in this world does not know what we need or want as men. They know nothing about anything. They're not human themselves. They are not even human themselves anymore. You know what I mean? They've lost. I don't know what's wrong with them. Their brain does not function on the same natural. So whatever. But like I said, even if you guys are gay, because I know you guys are gay as hell. Like, you just know, there's no hiding it from me anymore. You know what I mean? I've seen it all. Like, I tell you guys are gay as hell. But look here, just because you're gay as hell doesn't mean it's like you still, you know what I'm saying? You still got to put in all that work. You still should be a strong individual. You still should be working on your strength, your performance, your body. You still can be strong. You still can try to make something of yourself because you're supposed to still have that. So I don't understand this now, and I know everyone is there themselves, and I know there's room in this world for all types of people. I know that. I know there's room for all types, but I also have to ask the question of like, I don't. Do you think it's a? Do you think it's a good thing that like you're pushing this to the proportion that you're pushing? This is not good. This is not good, you guys. And it's not. And don't tell me that it's just like about just your appearance that you're trying to push, because it's not just that. It is a lifestyle of degeneracy. That is what I'm saying. It is a lifestyle of weakness in never trying. You are never trying to win. You are not chasing anything. You are not trying to, you are always taking the easier. I talked about this before, taking the path of least resistance, always. You are always doing this. You are perpetuating it, and then you are twisting the minds of the fragile. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. This may even be two parts. Back. I hate sitting like this. Hey, you guys need to help me out. Get me some views and stuff so I could get some of those nice chairs, because this setup is not good. It's hurting my back. But look, what I was saying before of like twisting the fragile, what I mean by that is this: is some of us, we know what reality is. Okay, we've been bit in the this may not be able to be monetized. I don't know. I may have to just go full blown on this thing, man, because I can't keep tipping toeing around with this. Look, some of us, like myself, have been bit in the ass so many times in life by things that we know what reality is. We know what won't work. What won't work. We know what does work, and we have felt the bitter pain and the sting of what does not work, and we understand our limits, and we understand our flaws, and we get why things work the way they work, and we are very psychological. We understand why, like, for instance, this girl may not like us. We understand why this girl may like that guy. We understand why this girl may actually stay with this guy, but she will not date us, or she may like us to a degree, but it's risk to reward. It's like in the animal kingdom. She realizes what it means for her that she would lose if she would even like sleep with us. But if she really had it her way, like in her mind, her legs would be up behind her head like this. You know what I mean? We'd be way up in there. This can't be monetized. It's already fucking over, so I can curse now, because I just said that. So I'm sorry, I had to say it like that. So like I said, we would just be excavating this girl by now, because we already know that's what she wants, you know. But like I said, she's not going to do that, because in her mind she knows, like, oh, I can't just cheat on my man. You know, we have finances together. Let's say we have kids together. So on, and you know, so it's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? And this is what I mean about like bare bones cause and effect. Now that is a stable, normal mind, right? And like I said, that is a stronger mind. But what you guys have to realize is not everyone has that. Not everyone has that, you guys. Not everyone can even separate reality from fiction. Not everyone can actually really separate, like, is this gonna work, or is this just nonsense? Is this gonna cause me extreme emotional, what's the word, pain and suffering, like emotional pain and suffering and trauma. Some people don't know that that's what they're setting themselves up for. They cannot like rationally intelligibly, they're not strong enough. Really, they think they are, but they're not strong enough to get to that point to screen that properly. So you know what happens to people like that? People like that actually listen to you clowns. So then when you guys come out with these type of, not these, but the type of videos like the guy I was talking about over here, which I'm probably going to literally put this picture up over here on this side of the screen. This guy over here literally is talking that trash. This guy over here is literally telling people, and like I said, the minds that are weak, the ones that are fragile, easily twisted, they're easily manipulated. They are very easily impressioned. Like how sometimes younger people are, you know, like their minds are in a position in a way to where they're easily impressed upon. So if you tell them something, it sounds good to them. Like it sounds like if you say, "Oh yeah, you don't need to listen." Like let's say it could be good advice over here, and you're like, "Nah, you don't need to. Let me put you on this. You don't really need to listen to this. What you need to do is you need to go do that." And because it touches a certain part of them mentally, that now they're thinking like, "Oh yeah, I could probably really do that. I could probably get away with that. I could probably really do this. Oh yeah, it's probably just that simple. Oh man, yeah, this sounds great, right? But this is a problem. It's no, it's hell no. It's a lie. You're going to wish you never even thought of going in that direction. This is my point. My point is society has been told by so many people that certain things are a good idea. And they're not a good idea. It's not the right type of energy, you guys. I think that's the best way I could put it without saying all along with the stuff I said. It's not the right type of energy for that individual. You need an individual that is honest with you, and I mean honest from a smart perspective. When I say smart, I mean, like I said, a realistic perspective, not this. And I can't just use the cliche of red and blue pill, because we all know how wild and weird and the internet has, like, how what's the word, how unclear that is to people. So I don't know if it'll help to say that, but it may help to put it like that. I don't know. Like, you've been fed so much of that blue pill type of knowledge by some people, if for lack of a better term, that the red pill type of knowledge, or even the black pill type of knowledge, not black, but you know, the black pill type of knowledge, that you haven't listened to that. You've only listened to these people over here. So now what has happened to you? What has happened to you over here is that you actually somewhat believe, because it felt good to you to believe that, because it's so easy, it's the easy way out, like to try to believe that now what has happened is you have been twisted. You have been twisted. And now that you have been so twisted, you have put yourself over in the category and in the groups of those who are also that twisted. That are that twisted. That to many degrees are simply just preying on each other in a what's the word, in a circle. Like, it's literally like crabs, not, I don't want to say crabs in a barrel. It's like yeah, it's kind of like crabs in a barrel. It's like big fish, little fish. Now what you have is they put you in the mix of just a self-feeding, self-eating, predatory mixture, and everyone's lost and blind, and everyone's trying to eat each other, and everyone is you know, has their hand behind their back like this. This is how people get, you know, it's figuratively get stabbed in the back. You know, their hand is his hand is behind their back. Their fingers are crossed behind their back. You know what I mean? Half of everything they say is not what they are thinking. It is just, it's the most chaotic. It's the most weird, chaotic, toxic. That's what I'm talking about. It's just not. It's not the right type of energy. The type of energy that person should have had is like someone like myself to literally tell them, like, look, your happiness will never be found through those means. You will not be happy. You will only be further traumatized. There's no real. The reason why is because it is not genuine over there. The essence of what is genuine could only be over here. You can't have that there. You know what I mean? That is superficial. That's the best way I can put it. It's incredibly superficial. It's this, and that's the key element that people keep missing. That's like the kind of the secret. That's kind of like the key they're missing. It's the difference between bare bones over here on this side, bare bones, and then superficial. You know what I mean? It's different. Like I used the analogy before of like how you can't just take like a butter knife, right? And if you put a butter knife on a rock and you try to push as hard as you think you can, and it's not going through that rock, it's going to bend. But if you take a butter knife over here on this side and you push it through butter, it's going to go straight through the butter. It's like that because you know why? The butter is just a bunch of hot air. That's why. There's no true solid foundation behind it. There's no real grit and grime behind it. There's no real. In passion can be misguided, so passion can be but what I'm saying over here, there's no true passion that was ever truly realized that is behind that. So it is empty. Like I said, it is deceptive, dishonest. It is empty. It is superficial. That's what that is. That's the problem. So, like I said again, you can't. And I'm not trying to say it's to go after like other content creators or other people, like in general, because no, this is cultural. You cannot do that. You can't just think that you're going to actually believe that. Like I said, that's that blue pill world. And then on this side, you think that you're going to denounce this, and then it's not going to happen. And it's not about, the thing is, it's not about Christian or not Christian. It's not about that. I'm just using this guy over here. The reason why I'm using that guy over on this side as the example, as the better example, is because this is not that superficial type of energy. Do you get what I mean? Like, that type of energy is superficial, you guys. It is hollow. It is shallow. It is shallow and it is hollow. It is the difference between, like, it's the difference between a bluff and reality. Like, if someone says, oh yeah, so don't worry about it. Don't worry. You know, I got tons of food. They're like, don't worry about it. I got you guys. Don't worry about it. And you're like, okay, do you have enough food? I got you guys. Don't worry about it. And then the guy over on this side is like, okay, I got you guys. I'm not going to say this a lot of times. I got enough food. I'm going to show you what we have, right? I'm going to show you all that we have. Okay, we got this, we got that, because he's physically showing you. He's physically putting in front of you this, that, and the third, and saying, hey, look, this is what I have. This is what it is. And these foods have been proven over and over and over. And you're like, okay, all right, it seems solid, right? And then this guy over here, right? Now, he's banking on that you don't even ask him to show you the food, right? This is just an analogy. He's banking on that. This is what I mean about this hand behind the back, shallow, superficial. He's banking on that you don't dig deep enough to find out that he's lying. It's a bluff. You look in his basement. Well, I don't know. He's got like a pack of donuts, a jar of jelly, and a can of friggin' green peas, right? That's all he has. But see, he's not gonna tell you that. I mean, he may make up all types of fantasies, all types of theories, all types of, all this type of stuff, and try to package it off as it's this the best thing since sliced bread. The no, actually, matter of fact, oh, you're not woke because you don't know about this theory and that. You know, but that's what all that is. That's all that is. That's all that is. Is that? It's just that. But really, it's just a bunch of like misinformation, convoluted, emotional, it's just filler. It's just stuff to distract you to really say like, you know what, like, when a person gets mad and they're like, okay, we're getting to the bottom of this. So what the fuck's really going on? When someone breaks it, like, okay, what the fuck is really going on? And then people, that's when, and him, he's gonna panic at that point. Oh, he's gonna panic because it's like the jig is up. The jig is up. It's up. There's no more fronting. There's no front. There's no pretending. The jig is up. Okay? That's the thing that these people fear the most. Is that, like I said, take it or leave it. Superficial in actually some substance. Nonsense, cold hard reality. It doesn't have to always be cold. It could be good. Things can be good. It can be positive. But look, I'm telling you, that's really what it boils down to, you guys. It boils down to that. It boils down to the superficial, the shallow, the hollow. Like I said, people laying on their backs eating grapes, being fed grapes, a fantasy, opposed to the harder, harsher reality that we actually live in. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. That's all this is. That's what it boils down to. So, like I said in the beginning, I don't like coming after. I don't like doing that. I don't like coming after other creators. I don't like coming after people's little groups and stuff. Like, I don't like doing that. I don't like doing it. No one likes doing that. But for me to have to get across what I have to get across, because it's like, it's not fair to myself as a YouTube channel, it's not fair to myself as a creator, and it's not fair to myself as a person for me to not voice my views and to put my views out there. Because I have a movement as well. All you people out here, you all have movements. It's all, whether that's like, it's a vegan movement, it's a pro-black movement, it's a pro-white movement, I'm not gonna say that one. Nah, okay, whatever. No, I'll just say it. It's I'm a Jew movement, or I'm an Ashkenazi Jew. I'm this movement. Oh, me, that. It's always something. I'm queer. I'm what's another one? Oh, I'm autistic, or I'm whatever. You know what I mean? It's always something like, okay, all right, all right, fair enough, right? But also realize that, like myself, there's people out here who are opposed to your movement, who are opposite, who want nothing to do with your specific movement, maybe, that are completely against it, or it's not necessarily that they're against it, but they're indifferent to it. They just don't really care for it. Like, they don't care about it. It doesn't affect them too much, and they're not really trying to help it either, because it's an annoyance, more or less. It's just like, it's something that's always in their face, but it doesn't affect them. Me, this crap affects me all the time, every day. This crap is always in my face, obviously, because I'm on YouTube. Every time you turn on YouTube, you see something, or when you're scrolling, you're always going to see something about someone's movement, about this or that, or whatever, right? So, this is my opinion. This is my movement on my channel. What my movement is to create a culture of spiritual exploration, but not Christian, not the Christian type of spiritual exploration. This is not like limiting yourself to Christianity. That's simply said. I don't need to even say more about that. It's not limiting yourself to Christianity. And then second, right, it is a culture of combating many things, combating things that, like I said, have a toxicity to them that is just insufferable. Okay? Groups and cultures and things that are so toxic that it makes people insufferable. It's like you can't see you can't stand these people. You can't literally you can't stand. That's the thing, we can't stand them. People like myself, we can't stand them. We just distance ourselves. Like we're like, bro, it's gonna either come to one or two things. It's either gonna come to a fight to the death. Just be honest, it's gonna come to a fight to the death between me and you, or I'll just have to just avoid you. Or I'll just have to ignore you. You know what I mean? It's like I have to be. This is we live in a legal world. This is not. This is not a Mad Max sci-fi movie. Okay, so it doesn't work like that. Like so, you know, there's whatever you do or choices you make have consequences in this world. So, like I said, you just gotta just ignore people. Just ignore them. Keep it moving. You know, and just keep it moving, because if you think on it too long, if you think on it, you want to annihilate them. I'm just being honest. This is why you see at these rallies. This is why you see these type of fights at these protests and things. Because the problem is, like I said, people don't want. No one want people. People don't want to admit this too, that they are still animals. They do not want. This is how your brain really works. People want to destroy problems. They don't want to tiptoe. They don't want to come to understanding. No, they see a problem in front of them, and they want it gone. It's just like when you see a fly in your house, you don't try to talk to. Now, maybe sometimes you do. Sometimes you just want to let the fly out. You put the fly in a jar or something and let it outside because you don't want to actually kill it. Like, you just don't want to. You just don't feel like killing something. You just don't want to do that. But when you take people who are already mad, they're already angry, they already see all their problems already, and they already see the cause of these people, and then people always keep picking at each other so much to the point to where now they're even more mad. Well, now think of it, they won't say it, but I know what they're really thinking. They're like, motherfucker, I'm gonna kill your ass. I'm gonna kill you. You know, that's what it gets to, man. It's always been that way. That's what it gets to. You know, they're because in their mind they're thinking like, shit. If I'm not just gonna shut you up, you're never gonna speak again. It's like that. It's like you're gone now. Get away from me. You know what I mean? Like literally, get away, but go away. You know what I mean? Like I said, the fly swatter. It's over. That's what that is. So, like I said, also, it doesn't work that way. we are not living in the jungle still. We are not technically cavemen and apes just getting mad at each other over whatever. No, it doesn't work like that. But you have to understand, the emotions have not changed much. You know. And that's another reason why, like I said, about the spiritual aspect of like how I believe in trying to find what it is that a person actually really needs, and then that person trying to work on that. And if it's psychological, like I said, if they need to work on like their temper, you know, their decisions they make, how impulsive they are, like what decisions, then that's what needs to be worked on. Then that person, just like myself, me, I suffer from that, like insane type of anger issues, insane type of violence, like just like I said, over the top, in a split second. You know, you can go from like seemingly calm to in just like a split second. That runs in my family too. It's not just me. That type of behavior runs in my whole family. It's better with like some of the more modern generation family members, but if you go back, I could tell you some stuff that like you almost wouldn't believe, but like it goes back. So, like I'm saying, I know myself personally. I know that I have to like completely detach, completely disassociate, ignore, walk away, distance myself or I have to really work myself up to a place of calm. Like I have to build myself up to a place of calm. I have to rationalize and understand that like if you make a dumb decision, it's your fault. That's your if you decide to make stupid decisions, it is all on you. So is it which one's worth it? Is it worth it more that you feel some type of satisfaction that you tried to do something, or is it more important that you give yourself the chance to create and have better, that you give yourself the chance to, right? Instead of doing something that you just can't come back from, or making a decision that you may not come back from, that you may even die, that you may, like I said, me personally, I may die and not come back from. That's always how you have to look at this. Like, but everyone has their own flaws and their own strengths. But one of the things, like I said, I'll say it again, that I am so adamant about is changing the culture. Okay, changing the culture. The culture has to be changed as people. We can't have this culture needs to change. It can't be what it actually is now. It just can't, because it just doesn't work. Like that's the only way I could put it. Like for instance, I said you could listen to, some people think, oh, it's the music. It's not the music. It's the actions people. It's the actions people take who are listening to this music. I keep saying that. It's not that the music itself has any magic to it. It's just that, like I said, people can't separate reality from fiction. People can't listen to hip hop. This is just sad to say, but it's honest. Some people cannot listen to gangster rap and not be violent. You know what I mean? Their brain can't do that. Now you could tell me I'm wrong, and maybe I'm wrong, but I say statistically, it doesn't seem like I'm wrong. It's like, how many people do you see in jail